All right, we are live. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Chris, and this is my channel. We love comics, and this is another edition of Must Have Comics, comics that I think you should be checking out for today, Wednesday, the 11th of July, 2018, for Comic Book Wednesday. A lot of number ones out there, a lot of interesting books, and I wanted to make sure I show them to you. But before I do, just in case if you missed the other show, and let me just put on the webcam to make sure first you could see me. All right, let me just straighten this out. Just in case if you haven't seen the other video or it didn't upload for some reason because I've never done the other one before, there is today only on eBay a 15% discount. Lucky me, found out about it right after I made my purchase, so unfortunately I won't be taking advantage of it, but you can. I put the link in the chat right here. You can also get it on the eBay website. It's good until 11 p.m. Pacific time, they said, and you have to spend at least $25. And Gorilla Grodd says, "What's good, Chris?" Well, today, not much, but as long as I can make you guys happy, that's all I care about. So hopefully the books and the sale that I talk about, you guys will take advantage of. I had a bad day today, but you know what? That happens. So, just to remind people, if you have signed up for the cashback program, make sure you activate it before you make the purchases. Otherwise, you will not get the discount, and I want to make sure you guys can save money, so don't make the stupid mistakes I do. If you have never signed up for it before, I put the link in the chat, and it's also in the description of any video. And if you sign up today, or if you haven't used it yet, if you spend $25 or more, you get a $10 bonus on top of it. So now's a good time to take advantage of it. And I did check. The discount will apply for comics or anything. I think there were a few exceptions, but there was nothing about collectibles. So I made sure I checked before I made a video. So with that being said, let me show the comics that you guys might want to check out. There's a few I didn't get, and I'll explain why. This one's a no-brainer. This is a free comic. This is Amazing Spider-Man #1. They gave this one away for free. It's behind-the-scenes edition. You know, for free, what are you going to do? All right, so this one, let me take it out of the bag because the name of the company, I've never heard of them before. This is Source Point Press. It's called Morte, issue #1. Now, I've never heard of this company before. I know nothing about this book, but I always take the chance on independent books. So if you see this in the comic book store and you want to take the chance on it, let me know what you thought about it. But I figured I'd mention it just in case you might pass that one by. All right, this is another company I've never heard of. I like to really give the independents a chance. This is called, well, it's from Devil's Due Comics. This is called Little Girl, issue #1. And she looks like she's kind of got a possessed kind of look to her. So again, not sure what this is about, but I love this cover. The girl, as you can see, I'll do a close-up. Looks pretty, looks like the day I'm having today. So we have something in common. Even though I'm not little and I'm definitely not a girl. Last time I checked anyway. So that's another one to pick up, $3.99 price tag. All right, this is, we'll go with this one. This is by Berger Books, but it has the symbol of Dark Horse, so that's weird. But this is another one that came out today. It's called She Could Fly. So I don't know if that's a derivative of Dark Horse. Jake says, what book should I try and pick up? I want to spend about $100 and $150 for early X-Men. I say go with what you like. And also what kind of price you can get, because sometimes you might get good discounts. I got one. The book, by the way, that I was originally going to get that was stolen from me, that I was finally, after years of searching for, finally was going to get, was Amazing Spider-Man 14. First appearance of the Green Goblin, but unfortunately the eBay seller decided to just cancel it for no reason. So unfortunately my wait for that book will continue. But get whatever you want. Go with what's happy and hope that you have an honorable eBay seller. Alright, so, well, I'm depressing everybody. This is another comic book company I've never heard of. It's called Mad Cave. Amazing Murfinator says if you throw her off a cliff, she could fly. Well, you know what? I thoroughly believe in karma, so I'm just letting it is. It is what it is. I'm not even going to call out the person. If people want to do the wrong thing, eventually it finds them. I know I did the right thing, so now my $270 is in limbo, waiting for it to be refunded. It is what it is. Can't control. You can only control what you do. You can't control what other people do. So like I said, despite what mood I'm in right now, as long as I can help you guys, that's really all I care about, and maybe that'll make me feel better. So this is a comic company called Mad Cave. Love this cover. This is called Midnight Task Force, issue number 1. Really like this cover. It's almost got like a painted / cartoon kind of look to it. But I really like how the covers are, how the character's centered and makes you concentrate on that character. Really looks nice. Definitely one I would recommend to pick up. And this is another one I picked up. This is a variant of it. This is by Aspen Comics, so at least I've heard of them. It's another cover I absolutely love, so check this out if you can. This is called New Way, issue number 1. So a lot of independence today. But again, this is another one of those comics that really just caught my eye, so it might be worth taking the chance. Lee, It's a Secret says, Comic Spec, Toxic Avengers, talk of a remake. Honestly, with what Hollywood's doing these days, I'm kind of getting sick of Hollywood, and I'm kind of getting sick of all the remakes. So I love Toxic Avenger, and I guarantee you they will not do it justice. You know, like when they say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So, I mean, these reboots, eventually they'll learn. They'll lose enough money. Eventually they'll get the hint. But I won't. I have no interest in it because the original's a classic. And classics are classics for a reason. So I'm not going to be speculating on that book. I don't care if it goes up to $10,000. It's promoting something that's just not what we want to continue, at least in my opinion. All right, so this one is by Aftershock. Again, another great cover. This is called Relay. This is issue number 1. Again, another beautiful cover. They really... This is one of those less is more. There's not a lot of details. But as you could see, still beautiful cover. Aftershock is pretty good. They have good paper stock, good quality. Definitely unlike Marvel these days, where there's that ripple effect every time. Definitely a book to pick out. All right, let's get into some Image comics. This is another one that's a number 1, and with pretty much almost every single Image comic these days getting a TV show, it's worth taking the chance on. I'm actually surprised they did a $4.99 price tag. They're usually pretty good at $3.99, but this one's a little bit more expensive, but it does feel a little bit thicker. This is called Outpost Zero, issue number 1. And color-wise, it's kind of monochrome. Doesn't really stand out too much. It's basically a lot of grays and light blues. But it's worth taking the chance on, and, you know, it's one of those things. If you don't like it, you don't have to buy any more. But always give a new issue a shot. You never know. All right, and I think somebody mentioned this before. This looks interesting, this cover. This is also by Image. This is Farmland, issue number 1, and you could see there. Raise your hand if you're sure. Looks like it might be a zombie type of comic book, just what we need. But it looks like it might be a different little take on that subject. $3.99, so that's pretty much typical of what Image does as far as price-wise. So, might be another book worth picking out. And this will be the pick of the week. But lucky me, as I was bag and boarding it, I mean, talk about rain, it pours. I've had like 6 different things happen to me today. I find the back of the book is totally bent to the living you-know-what. So, it was only 1 book per customer, and I was lucky enough to get the one that was probably the most damaged. So, I'm on a roll today, but hopefully you guys won't worry about it. But, check the back of the book. Don't be like me and assume, because you know what assuming does. So, this is quality video. This, I'm assuming, is called Die, Die, Die. This is by Robert Kirkman. And I don't know what they're doing in other comic book stores, but my comic book store limited it 1 per person. So this is like a thank you kind of edition for some reason. I'm not sure. But looks really cool. It says for mature readers, so I don't know if I should be reading this. I don't know how mature I am. But, yeah, it's definitely a book worth taking the chance on. I just bought some on eBay. That's when I found out about the discount. After the fact, I already paid for it. So, good on me. Alright, so let's go with the mainstream. I only got 2 books because, honestly, I'm really not happy with mainstream comic companies these days. This one is Detective Comics 984. This is the variant. They kept it down to only 2 or 3 variants this time, so congratulations on that. You don't have to worry about 500 different covers. I believe this is a first appearance of a new character. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I've been wrong before, but I think somebody told me about that. So, if somebody can tell me if I'm right or wrong, let me know. And Monk's Den said there are 10 different covers for Die, Die, Die. Oh, well, that's good. But if anything, I got the 11th variant. I got the destroyed variant. So, this is the only other one I bought. Normally, I wouldn't even buy this, but I was told that there's a new character in here, so I thought it was worth taking the chance on. And they did put it on my pull list, even though I didn't ask for it. So I didn't want to screw them on that sense, so I paid for it anyway. Typical Marvel fashion. They are charging $5.99 for this book, so I just think it's overdone. I wouldn't recommend it if it were not for the fact there's a new character. There's a bunch of new #1s. To be honest, and this is kind of a rant with this, and I guess I'm happy I'm in a bad mood. This is Amazing Spider-Man #1. I guess this is volume 614 at this point, because they redo now every 6 months. And I will not be continuing anymore after this one. Like I said, the only reason I bought this is, 1, they put it on my pull list without me knowing. I didn't ask for it. And they put it aside for me, so I don't want them to get screwed because, you know, comic book stores have to order these books. So for some reason, they thought I wanted this, so I didn't want to screw them. And I also found out there might be a brand new character. Who knows what it'll be. But there was new, I think, Avengers and a couple other books. I'm not picking them up. Because as an old school comic collector, you know, there was a day when you said, oh, I have Amazing Spider-Man #1, and you didn't have to explain what volume it was. And I literally think this is like the 7th or 8th volume of Amazing Spider-Man, and 3 or 4 of them in the past 2 or 3 years. And I love Marvel, but this stuff gotta go. So after the #1, I will not be buying anymore, because I want to try and send a message to these companies that this is not okay to reboot stuff every 6 months just to sell another #1 issue. So, I mean, what you do is up to you. I'm not telling you how to do these things. White Dog says, what do you think of Amazing Spider-Man 1 per store comic? Again, is it worth it? Remains to be seen. I mean, this could be a character that ends up being nothing. It could be somebody that could be the next Venom. I doubt that. But if you think it's worth the chance and you buy it there, you know, for $5.99, if it becomes a book that skyrockets, then hey, you did a good investment. If it doesn't work out, you didn't break the bank. So I always tell people, trust your instincts, go with what you think is right. But me, like I said, there were so many other Marvel #1s today, I did not bother to waste my time with them, because like I said, I'm just getting tired of all the reboots that they're doing. It's too much, and if we keep supporting this, they're going to keep doing it. So honestly, it doesn't matter if we complain. It matters if we spend the money. So in a way, I'm a little bit of a hypocrite, at least for this book, because I bought it. But like I said, it was on my pull list, even though I didn't ask for it. And my local comic book store, it's the only one within 30 miles. They're nice people, so I don't want to screw them. So I kind of took it. So I have 2 of that copy that they put in my pull list. And we'll see what happens. Who knows? Maybe one day it'll be a $10 comic, and then I will be jumping in the streets of how lucky I was. So anyway, that is my live show. Forgive me for the mood today. Like I said, there's a couple of other things that happened today that just were not making me a happy camper, but that's not going to stop me from helping you guys to make sure you guys have a good day, and that's what matters to me. So again, if you're just tuning in, and you didn't see my other live show, or if it didn't process, I don't know. I've never used my cell phone for a live show before. eBay is doing a 15% off today until 11 p.m. Pacific time. It's a $25 minimum, up to, I think, $100 maximum return for the 15%. The link for the, well, just go on eBay. You'll see it on the front page. Make sure you activate your cashback program if you've signed up for it, because if you pay for something and you didn't activate it, you don't get the cash back. If you haven't signed up, there's a link in the description of this and every video. Just click it, sign up, and if you have not used it before, you get $10 back additional if you spend $25 or more. So on a day like today, where there's a 15% discount with a $25 requirement, it's a no-brainer to sign up for that and get an additional $10. So I didn't save any money today, but if you guys can save money, that's all I care about. So I'm going to end this video before I... Anyway, and yeah, Jake just put the link. Thank you for that. I have it earlier up in there, but now you don't have to scroll. So the live bid from your car was cool. Yeah, I have no air conditioning in my car, so I was basically sweating to death. So another one of my luxuries that some people supposedly say I have. So anyway, thank you for watching. I apologize for the mood I'm in. This is not the normal thing. Happy hunting. Go have some fun today. Make sure you check the back of your comics so you don't end up with like me getting the one per store that's destroyed. And it's not you, it's not I, it's We Love Comics. I'll see you next video.